represent L'Amour Media versatility, that of any broadcast networks utilized, its advertisers, or sponsors. All content is subject to copyright and may not be reproduced in any form without prior written consent by L'Amour Media Versatility. The views and opinions expressed by the hosts and guests of Colorful Voices of Sisterhood are for general public information and entertainment purposes only.
Welcome to Colorful Voices of Sisterhood, Season 2, Episode 3. First, we would like to thank our viewers and followers for your love and support. Please don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, and share. Today's topic is the importance of connection, relationships, and healthy ties. Of course, I'm Raquel Painter, co-host of Colorful Voices of Sisterhood, and I'm here with my sisters, Fatia, Agnes, and Diana, and we are ready to start the discussion. How's your guys this week?
Very good.
Good. Yeah, how about that fire in Maui?
Yeah, that is. What's so amazing about it is so unexpected.
Yeah.
And I think they're up to like 106 deaths now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was it something that was started? Was it just wildfires? Because it's spreading like crazy.
Yeah, it's spreading. It's bad.
Yeah, it's spreading
But I don't know
like
what the
crazy.
cause of it was.
Well, I think the controversial, it could be global warming, or I've heard also about the alarm didn't go off or something.
Almost
Yeah.
all the city destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how I was watching. It was sad to see people that one day you have everything and the next day it can be taken everything.
Yeah.
That's just really what is happening. It's
Yeah.
very sad and that something like that. And also the people lost their life.
Yes.
Material can be replaced, but life you cannot replace.
Can you imagine driving and you see this flame coming to you? And I think a lot of people just drove off the cliff.
Yeah, they said they got in the water to get away.
But then
Oh my gosh.
got drowned.
Yeah, I heard one of the residents was doing her interview because obviously Hawaii is a tourist
Volcano.
attraction. But, she felt devastated and heartbroken that tourists were still there and they're swimming in the water that she lost her family in.
Yeah.
So I think as tourists, you have to be mindful of what's going on in that community you're visiting. So you're
Yes.
aware of what's going on so that there's no hard feelings between the visitors and the people who live there.
That's is actually connect with our topic today. You never know where life is going to take you.
That's right.
You never know. You're going to lose your loved one and your friend and someone that you connect to. So it's very important to be forgiven, to be loving, and to live the moment. And really, we don't know what it could happen.
And
Any
it
given
could be
time.
here. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just simple as a wildfire getting wild, just spreading, uncontrollable. Because we see people houses and stuff get burned down like all the time, and immediately all their stuff is gone.
Oh, yeah. And some
Okay.
stuff are unreplaceable.
Yes.
Your memories, your those baby pictures. I mean, that's what I think of, the stuff that's irreplaceable. Obviously, you could get new furniture, but the stuff that's one of a kind,
Yes.
yeah, that's heartbreaking.
And the trauma comes with that.
Yeah, the trauma behind
Yes.
it,
Behind it. Just
the crisis behind it, because a lot of people are underinsured. So how do you bill when you don't have enough insurance
Yeah.
to bill?
Yep.
You know?
And we saw that here in our own community after Hurricane Florence came through.
Right.
People found out that they didn't have the coverage for their home because of the flooding and all the rain that we received. So it's really checking your policies on your homes to make sure you're covered on situations like this.
And it's so important to check it, not often. What kind of coverage do I got? Because of the rates of stuff now, do I have enough insurance to rebuild what I got if something was to happen?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right,
you know.
Diana. The cost went up
Yes.
Because
tremendously.
they're not
on
going to
stuff.
give it to you 100%.
That's right.
No.
That's right. So you definitely need to look into it. But what's sad is a lot of the older ones, looking for your family.
Oh, jeez.
Can you?
Yes.
It's just, and looking at it on the TV, it's like, is there anything that can help control this fire? Because I'm seeing helicopters pouring water and stuff out, but it's so uncontrollable that it's like there's no control with it right now. It's like I'm praying for rain,
Yes.
for a devastation of rain to hit the area, but we don't know.
Yeah.
And it's so hot now. We've seen storms just come up from nowhere.
Mhm.
I mean, you out today, and next thing you know, there's a thunderstorm,
Yes.
lightning storm.
Yeah. Yeah. Another thing
crazy.
that was concerning with it is the residents said they didn't receive any
No
warning.
warning.
So I'm really curious on how, the local government is, what's their answer for that? Why weren't people notified that a fire was coming that way, or,
Yeah, about the
evacuation
alarm that
done?
I've heard about. It should
Mhm.
come up or something. I don't know what kind of alarm is that, but I guess this is the warning that when there's a fire or calamity is coming up, they're ready.
Yeah,
to do the
something.
Especially if it's night, even if and nobody's sitting on TV watching what is
Mhm.
going on, like
Mhm.
saying this is what's gonna happen.
Mhm.
Even if they knew, all the city just is so sad that like all the city is gone.
It's gone.
So even if they know in last minute, it will be really like hard to save everybody.
Yeah.
And then you question like this is supposed to happen.
Mhm.
Sometimes
this
I
is-
read the Bible and I'm like, "Ooh, is this part of it?"
Yeah, you're
because
right.
it said, there's
Fire,
gonna be
the
fire
flood,
last time.
yeah.
And we're still being like who we are.
Mhm.
We just can't take nothing for granted.
No.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, live the moment.
Live the
Yeah.
moment.
Now.
Leave the moment
Forgive.
and do righteous.
Forgive. Yes. Forgive.
Yeah.
And be true to yourself.
And even
Others.
repent.
Repent.
Ask for
Yes,
forgiveness.
turn around.
Which
Yeah.
leads us to our topic today,
Yeah.
the
Yes.
importance of connection.
Mhm.
When we're talking about relationships, and the importance of the connection, because nowadays, it's really hard when you go into a restaurant and the family's sitting there at the table and they all got their heads down on the phone.
Yeah.
You wonder where's the connection with the family, and my family's guilty of it too, but it just feels like that human connection
It's almost gone.
is almost gone. Yeah.
It's slowly disappearing.
Yeah.
For sure.
So how can we get back that? How can we keep that the
Mhm.
importance of family? So
That then
Boundaries.
and
the
now.
boundaries.
Mhm.
So
Boundaries.
I what I observe even in my life is if you let your children do that, they're gonna continue to do that. Since we are the foundation for our children, we have to teach them. We have to lead them. Means it's okay to use social media. It's not bad. It's how we use it, when to use it.
Mhm.
And I think that we don't have the connection, communication. We miss a lot.
Yeah.
I
We really
agree.
do.
Yeah, but a lot of times that's their connection.
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
are communicating. They're communicating with their friends, and they are
They're
communicating.
playing games.
They're
What
just
is it? Introvert, extrovert.
extrovert,
Uh-huh.
introvert.
So
Mhm.
do you think we're having more now that's going intra because of the cell phones? Because I was looking at everything now, people can get their grocery without actually mingling with
That's
people
right.
being delivered.
Mhm.
Is it where we're making it worse
Yeah, we are.
than helping?
I think for the human connection part of it, I think we are.
Yes,
Mhm.
we are.
I think the
Mhm.
technology has made that worse.
To
for
me,
people.
I mean, people are becoming lazy. To me, yeah, they're becoming lazy because
Robots
everything
gonna
is
take
now
over.
delivered. DoorDash.
Yes. Robot is. I
Ah.
believe that robot room is gonna take
Yeah.
Oh
over.
yeah.
So you see everybody. No, really.
Do that move again.
Even when I go to sometimes friend's house, they like I see the robot just cleaning
Yeah,
and
the
doing
vacuum
the
cleaner.
vacuum. It doesn't need like. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
oh,
ain't
my
gonna
God.
lie, I like my robot.
So then we complain about diabetes. We complain about blood pressure. We complain about a lot of health because
Mhm.
we don't do the movement.
Yeah.
So for
Yeah.
us to stay active and stay
Mhm.
healthy, And when I go back home, I honestly I miss that. Even though here it is easy, you have 30 minutes, I can cook 4-5 meal. But back home, you're going to be in the kitchen all day to just cook one meal.
But it's building relationships, because not just being in the kitchen, there's other people in there. So you're talking, you're communicating,
yes.
you're laughing, you're bringing back family stuff.
Yeah.
I enjoyed our family reunions. We've been 3 or 4 of them, but it was just good because we had the human touch, and we played old school games. Everything was nothing really on the musical chairs. It was amazing. All the different ages was enjoying musical chairs, and we about to push each other down just to get into a chair. But I think they look for that because I know with my family, we do a lot on the phones, but when we get together on Sundays, no phone. Let's talk.
I like that.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Because there should be one day for family time where you guys can talk together. What is your schedule coming up? I mean, that's very, very important.
Yeah.
And also, if you can set a rule in your family, I'm not perfect myself, but this is what we do when my children are growing up. We have what we call it family home evening, where we can assign, okay, who's doing the opening prayer, closing prayer, now the game part. We have that.
That's
and we
awesome.
talk about, okay, what are you going to be doing this week? Do you need help? So one day, just one day, Sunday, it's very, very important. I mean, my son right now, we have a phone date. You can even do a phone date. Every Monday he calls me. So if you don't see or they're far away, I mean, there's always a phone. What do you call that?
FaceTime.
FaceTime.
Yeah.
So we have a phone date Monday.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I think it's very important, especially dinner. If your kids go to school, you go to work. When you come home, they like all day. Sometimes even in school, they use their phone. But when they get to the house, we set the table. One has to do, like you say, let's talk about how was your day, because that's how you get to know your children too. Like what is going on with them. And they will not keep that in, or they will not put that in social media. They feel like they cannot talk because everybody, mom, she's in the phone, daddy's in the phone, and big brother's in the phone, their little sister. This just continue. Then it's good to have once a week.
Yeah.
But if we don't practice, we don't do it.
Yeah.
So it's good
I
to
think
have.
Diana said it best. There's got to be boundaries. The
Yeah.
families have to set their boundaries. Put the phone away. You walk through the door, set it down in a little box, whatever you have to do. But I think it's important because you got to have that connection, which leads to why there's probably a lot of anxiety and depression now.
I believe so. Social media has done a lot to people. To me, it could be good, it could be bad. But you think about the bullying that's done even on social media. And I often wonder, how do you let somebody control you on social media?
When you could
You don't even know them.
and you could just turn it off.
That's a-
Yeah.
Unfollow, unfriend, or whatever you do.
Yeah, sometimes, when kids do that, or teenager or anybody, they just want to get that out of them, and the social media, what it's doing, they go back and forth, trying to cross their point, how they feel. And like you say, it would be easy to say, you know what, you're not, but we have to have the strong mentality to say, you're not going to control how I feel to respond to you through the social media. And in order to do that, we have to practice with our children how to deal, like especially brother and sister. Like I watch my children, I never get in the middle of them. Honestly, I tell them, you guys figure out how to get along. And my daughter, 10 years apart, and she, I'm like, she want to be leader. I said, if you want to be leader, you have to lead your brother. So, and if we don't have that, social media just make it easy, the anxiety, the anger, all that.
Yeah.
As parents, though, we need to be consistent. We cannot just tell them, okay, let's do this one. Okay, you did it 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then oops, you lapse, and then you did it. It has to be consistent.
Everything we do,
I believe
actually.
that.
Everything we do.
And I think a lot of times, children are looking for consistent, even adults. If I ain't got nothing to do, I think I can lay in that bed about 10 o'clock. And I ain't saying I'm asleep, but I'm in the bed flipping the TV, looking at Blue Bloods. But if I have something that I know I have to do, I'm more prepared for it.
Yeah.
But we got to get to the point where they know how to communicate. They don't even know how to interview. because everything is on the phones, everything.
Yeah.
Order meals.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to take young people to the library. I want them just to see, how do you walk into the library and check out a library book without doing it on that phone? Because if the system ever shut down, how are we going to live? We can live because we are used to it. But think about the generation behind us, because they're so
That's
tech
all they
savvy.
know. That's all
What
they
happens
know.
if everything, because it's going to come that point, everything is going to shut. When Spectrum don't work, everybody panic. Cell phones don't work. Good.
Yeah. There's a reason why it's
I
not
think
working.
it messes up with our brain waves.
Yeah.
I really do.
Well, when I think of the connect or, the communication aspect of it, everything's a thumbs up or a heart.
Emoji.
I don't
yeah.
know. That's how we express
That's
our.
how they express themselves, the young people. And I actually had to learn the emoji language, right? So my kids still tease me about this, but LOL, when it first came out, I thought it was laugh out loud.
Me too.
It is.
So I
A
used
lot
to
of love. A lot of love.
Yes,
What is that?
I mean, lots of love. I thought it was lots
okay.
of love,
Uh-huh.
but it's laugh out loud.
Yeah.
So I used to put LOL mom. And then my girls were like, why do you keep putting LOL? I go, lots of love. They're like, that's not what it stands for. But they're all emoji and
Yep.
acronyms. And so the communication part of it is lacking now because that's how they're used to communicating. They actually say LOL.
You're right.
Well, I thought at first it was crazy because people to Lul Agnes. Because crazy Agnes. Because in the Philippines, Lul is crazy.
Oh.
So
Wow.
Lul, yeah.
So LOL is crazy. and-
Uh-huh.
Oh, my
Just
gosh.
add you before that.
Yeah.
Lul, but
Yeah. Oh,
That is
that's
amazing.
funny. That is funny. Yeah. But I'm really thinking that's what's causing all the anxiety, the depression. A lot of our especially our young people, are getting on anxiety meds
Oh my
at
gosh.
a very young age.
yeah, because
Very
they
young.
are lack of human connections.
Yeah.
So how you
Connection.
guys
There's no
feel
human
about the
touch.
med? How you guys feel about the medical that kids get to kind of balance the everyday life? How you guys feel
Sometimes
about
I think it's too early.
I think
I really
so,
think
too.
we need to see if there's other things out there that can be done besides actually doing medicine. I really do.
Yeah, I think if they're put on medication, it doesn't help them learn those skills they need to learn. So, is the plan to medicate them for the rest of their lives, or at that young age, let's teach them those skills they need to
Mhm.
overcome those type of things, whether it's their anxiety, whether it's fear, they got to learn to cope. And I think
Yes,
that's a lot of
that
stuff
coping
that,
mechanism, yeah.
there's a lot of that's not occurring anymore, is that coping ability that we all need as, just as humans.
Right. Because they can say they're angry, but they really may not be angry. They just don't know how to express what's
Yes.
going on.
Uh-huh.
But a lot of our children too, parents was on so much drugs and stuff. So we got to look at the background of what's been going on before we can say stuff. Because we bring a lot of anxiety, to me, on our children, whether we're going through mental or physical, spiritual abuse. Those children see it, but we don't want to talk to them. They need somebody to talk to, so they go to school and they act out because of things that's happening in the home. But when somebody comes, and sometimes it's not the good people that comes, it's the gangs that comes to say, I can help you belong. So they join something that they want to think they, have a belonging
Yeah,
to.
they cannot really open up to their parents. They rather share that and open up to their friends, to other people,
Even social media.
because the connection wasn't there. How am I gonna express this to my mom or to my dad, and they can't even understand me? And
Yeah.
so
Because there's some stuff on social media, I'm like, I can't believe that person put that out there for the world to see.
And sometimes
I'm
it's adults.
shocked. It's adults.
What in the world?
It's adults. I'm like, wow, there's a better way to go about that.
I saw that too, and I'm gonna go back to some children, they don't feel comfortable talking to their parents because the relationship you have your children, that what makes them, they cannot talk to you. And sometimes, like you say, Diana, and as a adult, we go through things in life. If it's marriage, if it's work, whatever it is, yes, the one close to you, that's the one that you take off your frustration, really.
Yeah.
And go back to the medication. Every medication has side effect. And when children, because their brain is still developing, and even though medication they say is going to help them to slow down, it still is affecting them and their brain.
That's right.
So just
Because if it doesn't work for them, the doctor will raise up the
keep going.
keep going. That is sad.
Yeah.
You
And
know.
sometimes it's improper sleep.
Yeah. I'm glad you said. One of my friends, she said to me, not friend, she's friend of my friend, and she give her children 4 or 5 sleeping pill. I said, what?
yeah.
So they can go sleep early. I'm like, you do not. keep
So
sleeping
she can
pill.
do what she needs to do. You know, sometimes people do stuff for them and don't
They
see
don't
the
see the
long
effect.
run effect when
Exactly.
it comes to those children.
Yes.
You know, I was reading Facebook and they were saying I got to get my child back on the schedule because school is coming, so they can learn to go to bed and get back up.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of thinking, I was like, did I have mine on the schedule? No, they had to be in the bed by a certain time
Yes.
because you better not be in school sleepy. But when I remember when my dad got sick and my daughter I think she was a sophomore and she was tired. But she was tired because she was running with me going back and forth to Greenville to the hospital. So I had to recount and say, she's got to stay home. So I got to figure out a system that could be better for her. And then I had to make sure everything is good. So again, we bring a lot on our own children to me,
Yeah.
you know.
Without realizing it.
Yes.
You know, it's not done intentionally because I could definitely see how a parent could have something going on, taking care of mother, and you're going to the hospital because my mother was hospitalized for a short time. And I remember picking the kids up from school and taking them right over there. And then had to get them back in time to go to bed. So that affected their homework, you know, which in turn affected their schoolwork. So,
and they're irritable,
yes.
you know. And
Yeah.
Raquel, leading into that, also hunger when they're hungry. That's why I think that Chew Backpack program is so important. But as me and my husband was talking last night a little bit about it, he was like, there's so many kids that are really hungry, but they're ashamed
Yeah.
of what the other children may say to them, which brings an unhealthy balance because they're trying to be adults, really, because they're bringing the food home to the parents.
Yeah.
A lot of times to go. So how do you help combat that unhealthy dare?
Yeah, yeah. So on that one there, when you think about the unhealthy ties or the unhealthy relationships, you know, you brought up the games also. So I think that kind of ties into that the parents really need to be the parent. They have to be the parent so the child doesn't have to be. Unfortunately for the children that go hungry on the weekends, you know, we do got that program that provides the meals for them, and they are providing it for the families, I'm sure. But that should be kind of articulated from the parent to the child about the importance of them. They're doing their part to help the family. You know, I think they just really got to explain it to the child on why this is occurring. Because a lot of kids don't understand hunger.
Right.
That's never been through it. Then you got a child that goes hungry, that understands the pain that it causes him or her. I really think it's up to the parent.
Yeah.
Providing. And I mean, Africa, you've been there.
Yeah.
So, and it's no comparison, but like you say, Diana, some children, they embarrassed to take it to the children because other children, they have that. It's just, sometimes it's hard to judge because you don't know really what everybody live, the way they live, why they do what they do until you talk to them, until you sit down with them.
I used to like when the school counselors used to go to the homes
That's
to find
actually
out
better.
different things back in the days.
That's
The
the
homes.
That is
Yeah,
good.
to go to the homes and find out what's going on, which social work, you know, does that. But to me, there comes a time when there should be a cycle that you want to break. You know, like I said, we was raised up poor. We didn't have, but we had love. but we had a determination that we weren't going to go beyond this. I look now, there is so much stuff out there if people would get involved. I mean, just the city of Jacksonville has a housing program on Saturdays that will help you get into a house if you fit in that qualification. But you got to be willing to give up that time to go. So my daughter, I made her go. You know, I'm in banking forever, but still, you need to go to hear yourself.
Yeah.
She went to that program. She didn't qualify because she made too much money, but she learned a lot of stuff that she had to ask when she built her house. So we're there. We're doing a study. Me and my husband were doing a study, and a couple friends and realtors. But I wanted her to ask those questions.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you always just to depend on me.
Yeah.
You need to know, what is it for an inspection? Why are they doing a draw? Why's your house is right? You need to ask those questions. But I wanted her to get that cycle that, hey, here, you worked hard for your house, and she got her house at 30
Nice.
years old, getting her own house.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I want you to be better than me. So you got to learn this.
That's what. Yes.
Now, if you want to retire at 55, what do you got to do from here to that? And then at 55, what are you going to do? You know, I tell them all the time, plan to fail. What happens when you plan to fail? Because it ain't always going to work out.
Yeah.
I still believe. I still
got
believe.
to
You got to
plan.
plan.
And I've learned that being with people. That people say to me, Diane, you always on this committee. Yeah, because I want to know. And I want to bring it back to the people to help them.
Yeah.
So somebody got to do it. Everybody can't just sit home. You know, that's so, you learned a lot.
Yeah.
That's why every country love to come to America, because all of these resources, I mean, you guys are so lucky. You guys are so lucky to be here compared to the third countries. I mean, resources, help from the government. But then still a lot of people doesn't understand that. Okay, so they have all this, but then more. I want more.
Yeah. And I think when on that point, Agnes, people really need to do a self-assessment of themselves and really see what do they need. And there's people, the backpack program, we just collected a bunch of school supplies last weekend. And we don't give the backpacks out to families and children directly. Just because of the fact that the child that needs it the most probably will not be the one to get it.
Right.
So we give all of our school supplies, we collect directly to the school social workers. Okay. And it's not because, I don't want to say that we don't trust the family, but we want to make sure it goes to the people who need it.
My foundation does the same thing. We educate all the teachers that who you're gonna give this backpack is the one who really, really, really needs it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because that's the start of changing that life trajectory for that family. I mean, if a child comes to school and they don't have the tools they need to learn, they're not going to learn.
That's right.
If they're hungry, they're not going to learn because they're not paying attention. There's so many things that affect a child where we like to say there's equal education in America, but there's not. Everybody's social status is different. So it really affects the education that a person does receive. So if we could help those that need it the most to give them that hand up to help them, that's what we need to be doing.
And we hope that person, when they get there, reach back.
Reach back. Exactly.
A lot of times that's what I do. I reach back because somebody helped us.
Right.
So let's reach back and figure out what do we got to do to help in the next generation.
And then to tie that into the connections is you got to be connected to your community. You got to know what's going on in your community. You got to know what's going on in your schools. You got to know what's on the agenda on stuff that's coming up that affects you, your family, your children. So that's another aspect of connecting when we talk about connection, relationship to relationship, but connecting to the community as a whole.
Because if you just listen at what somebody tell you, to me, you're in a box. You need to know why this is done. You know, when I get out for voting, I tell you got to vote for local government. You got to be involved with the local part more than the president, because the president, he might come down here if there's a disaster, but the local people is who you need to take up. And you have to be involved. That's why I don't like parties. You know,
That's
because
why-
you ain't doing nothing.
Yeah. Well, I definitely don't like parties when it comes to the school system,
Yes.
especially, because it should be a bipartisan, what's the word? Organization,
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
school. It's got to be bipartisan. Everybody's there for the good of the children,
Children.
for the community. When you start putting parties involved, you make it political.
Yes. And that's
School
what has
shouldn't be
happened.
political.
It's the
Yeah.
separation
Yes.
between the two.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So when I'm just thinking about the unhealthy ties, to me that's an unhealthy tie.
It is.
Yeah, it is. That is true because
Because a lot of times
You're
people, just because of who they know, they will
Mhm.
vote. They're not actually looking at what this person actually doing for the kids. And I really think people that's on the school board should have a part, especially if they're dealing with public school, to have something to do with public school, to know about public school and how it's run.
And
Just
how it's run.
You, you know.
I searched you when I
Yeah.
first met you.
Yeah, you did. I was searching you too.
I'm like, who's this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you say, Diana, sometimes people vote because they know you. It's not because what you do. And that's what it get us in we
trouble.
are right now in trouble
Mhm.
because you voting because you don't like that person, the way he does things or the way she does things, because you're voting because she relate to you or the same belief system. Yeah.
And
You
I think
see
it
that
comes
was
healthy
happening.
bound that when you should have heated conversations and still walk away to be friends.
Yeah.
I believe that. I
Yes.
believe we should have heat. Let me tell you my viewpoint, why I'm doing
Yes.
this, why I'm doing that. Because I will question in Richlands a lot of times. I think it was last year, and you might have came down. I brought some of the Board of Education people, different political people in the area. I want the people to talk to you because I don't want to just see you at voting time.
Mhm.
Because I need to see you before. There is a couple county commissioners that you will see out, some everywhere.
Yeah.
I'll vote for you the next time, whether you on this party or not.
Yeah.
Why? Because I see
Because
you in
I
the
see you
county
in the community.
doing something.
Mhm.
Now that's just the way I look at it. And I'm gonna hold you. I'm gonna hold you accountable. I'm gonna ask you a question.
Mhm.
Yeah, you should. That is
Yeah.
very important.
I might be a loyal friend. Let's say, for example, Diana, if you are running for an office, I don't like your platform, I don't like your advocacy, but you have done a lot of good things in me. I'm still gonna vote for you.
Huh?
I don't care about that.
You don't care about the party
Yeah,
because you know of the work that's been done in the community.
right.
Yeah.
I might not like your platform, your advocacy,
Yeah.
whatever you're trying to portray out there, but you have done a lot in the community and you have helped me.
I misunderstand.
I will. I will.
I will vote for you.
Look, Tia was getting ready to jump on you.
I swear I was waiting. I almost said, you said what? I guess she did something for you and personal. And then when you say community, okay, now we're talking.
But that's where
Yeah.
that connection comes from too.
Right.
So a person
She said
feels
like-
valued, they feel important. So you give
Yes.
value to Diana. So that's
Yeah.
the connection you guys have. So I think that's lacking.
Mhm.
I think it's lacking. People aren't feeling valued. So when you meet someone for the first time, me and Fatia, I actually felt valued because I'm sure she felt the same way because I remembered how beautiful Fatia was.
Yes.
And that's what drew me to her. I was like, oh my gosh, you are so beautiful. I could tell it made her glow even more. But that's that human connection
Mhm.
that you got to have with somebody.
I felt the same about you when I saw you,
Yeah.
Raquel. I say, oh, I have to meet her.
I sat on this board with her because I saw the leadership she had. I say it to her all the time. I admire the leadership,
Mhm.
how she can stand flat foot
Oh yeah.
and she can hold her ground because she knows people look for that.
Yeah.
That's that human connection. When I call Raquel for something, I value her opinion because I feel like she cares enough for me that she'll be honest
tell
with me.
me.
Always.
Yes.
You know,
You see, I like
you'll
that.
be honest with me about, hey, this is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm glad you say that because some of us, we are afraid to confirm someone that even important people you will call. Because if I say this and this person won't like me, if I tell the truth or when you like someone, you care for someone, you be honest with them. You know why? You want them to do well. You know, if you lie to me, if you do like things that you're not supposed to do, you might do other people. So it just is that the reality. So if you care about someone, you will be honest. Hey, you don't have to be nice. You can sit down. Hey, this is what I see. It should be done differently.
Which we know that with you. Well, you know, learning that you, I was like, fatigue will drive me crazy. That's the part that you care for with you now. Because I'm like, this is Fatia, and you're not going to do anything. You're going to have to answer that question.
It just, and that's how she is.
Yeah.
We just need to accept who she is.
Listen, because you know what? I'm so compassionate about people, because we're here to build people, not to drag people down and not disrespecting. You know, we all have different system that we believe. But when it comes to friendship and honesty, is important to me. Trust is important to me. If I see you, my sister, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, I will let you know.
Oh yeah, you will.
I will let you know. Because I want you to do well. If I'm here, if I'm not here, I want people to say, "Oh, look, Diana."
That's a great example.
Yeah, I know it.
She amazing, but just like Agnes with the fashion.
Yeah.
You know, you take people that confidence that may not be there and can help them build their. I'm watching you on Facebook, and I'd be like, oh, you know. Because I would never think that I want to be a model. I just love to watch people and their confidence. No matter their skin tone, it just makes it so beautiful. To me. Never like to wear like bright colors, but messing with them too. I'm like, okay, man, just because of them putting this bright color on today, you know.
Bright colors.
Yes. But it brings that out in them, you know.
Yeah.
And it's very fulfilling to see them shine.
Yeah.
So I went to a reception last night and met a young lady, and she was carrying her plate, and she was walking one foot like in front of her. And I looked, I said, "You walk just like a model." Well, she was. She was beautiful. She was tall. But I mean, so we had, you know, that short conversation. But I think a lot of times you got to put yourself out there when there's a stranger, because she really appreciated that. And her mom came up and was talking how proud she was of her daughter. So her daughter got to hear her mom talk about her. So, I mean, it's just that I think that human connection, we just need more of it.
Yes.
Putting yourself out there.
A little bit of thing makes a difference. A little bit of that positive stuff makes a difference.
Yeah.
I was reading this Mental Health Foundation, and this is what one thing that's in there. Human connection also decreases health risk and improves physical well-being and longevity.
I believe it. I believe
believe
it.
that.
I think because if you got that human connection, you feel loved.
Yes.
You're a part of something. And if you're feeling alone or isolated, you know, that brings the depression. So it could cause all kinds of ailments that, besides, you know, depression alone is a battle a lot of people are going through. But I think the human connection can
I
really
really
make a
believe that.
difference.
It's very, very important.
When you said that, remind me of I like to look at my 600-pound life. How these people are. They're
Oh my
in
gosh.
their house by themselves, so they just eat. And then when reality kind of set in, they got to figure out. And I can't think of the doctor's name because he cracks me up.
He don't play.
Not at all. He cracks me up on, you know, you got to get out. You have to lose this weight. But it's that part where they secluded themselves from everybody. And all they did and people was just bringing them food. Again, there's that DoorDash, that Grubhub, all that stuff, which is good for some. But for some, I just don't think it's
Wow.
Yeah, we need one another. We are created to connect to one another.
I believe so.
I truly believe when I walk, I see young girl, I tell them you look so beautiful. At the like just sometimes I just talk to people, they look at me, I'm crazy.
Oh yeah, but you know,
And
it's
then
okay.
I do that. I say,
Yeah.
I honestly I just sometimes I
Make
stop,
that
say hello.
connection anyway.
Yeah, I say hello. You look beautiful, even if she's so distant. I walk to her like.
I
just say how
guarantee a
beautiful
week
she is.
later, they're still thinking about what you said to them.
Yes.
She said that, remind me of this girl I was telling. I was like, you are so beautiful. She actually thought I was making a pass at her. I got so tickled. I was like, it's crazy. People don't even know how to take compliments now.
Yeah, they
'Cause
don't.
I'm like, oh, you're beautiful. You're wearing that well. I mean, nothing by it, but you look nice.
Yeah.
I make it my goal to tell somebody that. But she really did. And I was like, wow.
Yeah. It was funny. I talking about making a pass at somebody. So me and Johnny went up to the Commanders training camp, and one of the players came up to do an autograph, and he had the most beautiful smile. And so I told him, I was like, oh my God, I go, you got a beautiful smile. So he like looked at me like, is she playing with me or is she trying to pick me up? I was like, no, really, you got a beautiful
me up.
smile.
What that mean? Pick
And
me
I go,
up.
my husband's right here.
One of those me pick me up.
Yeah.
I like it. What that mean? That's that. Oh, you wanna take me to No, I will give you a lift. Then we can have some conversation while we're driving. I'll drop you off somewhere.
But it was funny because you looked at me like that.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, is she trying to pick me up?
Not enough for human touch.
Yes. I don't
Might be universal.
No, I'm not picking you up.
And also when I go to Walmart, another thing I like to do when I see elder and I help them. My daughter, she thinks it's weird things I do. And sometimes I'm driving, I swear, I'm driving and I saw two elder like, oh, I have to stop. My daughter, she looked at me, Mom, you cannot stop. You're in the middle. I said, I'm going to park. So she said, Mom, really, they're not going to ask you to help them. I said, yes. So my daughter, she fussed at me. She said, you are sometimes things that you do, Mom, is weird. I said, no, it's helping. They need help. So I was driving by. I saw another two elder people. So I went, oh, two old people, they need help. She said, Mom, you heard what you just said? You're offending them. So I'm saying it's very important to stop. Even that, really, I do a lot. And you know what is most important to me? They blessing.
Yeah.
I don't want anything else, just they blessing. May God bless you. That's all I do. That's my yes.
So it's easy. I think it's easier for some people to make those connections with strangers, but for those that are like introverts, how would they connect?
That is, I mean,
volunteering is always good.
Volunteering,
Quiet, don't have to
volunteering
say
is an
anything.
amazing way of getting out.
Getting out there and meeting people.
Yeah.
Yeah, my daughter, she's like that. We are opposite. She's like, Mom, you just asking everybody. Even when I'm in the register, if I see, I go all the way back. I give them in the spot because it's important. You're showing you care. They've been here before me. Someday you want someone to do that.
To do
for
the same for you. That's right.
So that's why I'm trying to at least teaching the value of respecting other people.
But I'm noticing I was in Walmart the other day and I see that they have a time for sensory time in the morning, like for elderly and people with sensory in Walmart. So from I think it's like 7 to 11, it's more quieter and stuff in the store.
That's good.
I was like, wow, it's amazing that the organizations are picking up that, people rush past the older people.
They don't
they don't
acknowledge.
care. No. Now some of the older people are too feisty. Like,
They will tell you.
My mom being one of them.
They can't like they can just yeah.
They'll run into
They
you
have
with
to
the
fight
cards
back.
and stuff. And you're like, excuse me. And they look at you like, what? You need food. But, it's good that we get that way because as long as we live, we're going to age.
Oh, yeah.
But I like that because some places I go, I'm like, can y'all just turn the music down? I
The
can't even
music.
think.
Oh my gosh. A lot of the restaurants are like that now.
Yes.
I don't even like going in there to eat because it's just a lot. But then it's my age. Probably 20 years ago wouldn't have bothered me.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm that one when it's raining and I got turned down the music. So I can see better when I'm driving. That'd be me.
That is me too. That is me.
Life is a circle. Life is just like
It
just
is.
you go on circle. It's like little kids that trying to get up and then older people trying to get up and it just is life. But between it's good to be used for good use when we hear and someday someone will do for you.
There's a song, We Are the World, We Are the Children. We are the ones that make a brighter day.
Yes.
You know, that human touch to me. Sometimes just
I cried
touching
that song actually when I
somebody
heard it.
makes a difference because you
yeah.
don't know. You know, putting your hand on their shoulders.
Yeah.
I'm always been a hugger. So when
Me
COVID
too.
hit, it just
Give me
almost took me out.
It was hard.
Yes, because I was so used to just hugging people. And I do it, and I don't even think male, female, whatever. I say, I'm so glad my husband ain't jealous. Just talk to everybody. He just say, "That's my wife." That's all he said. That's my wife.
And I'm a toucher, so
Me
even
too.
when I'm laughing,
Yeah,
I
touch
hit
you.
somebody. Well, I did that to our waiter. I hit him like 3 times, and finally he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I was like, "I didn't even realize I was doing it too." But you're right. The family all
do the
knows and
same.
understands,
We do
but
this.
total strangers might not know what you're doing. But I was just having a good time with them, talking and hitting them. And
But once a person get used to you, they look for it. No matter who they are, you know.
Yeah. And love. That's the reason love give you life, you know. And we should, my children, when I touch their hair, they fall asleep in a second. When they want to really sleep, they just come lay on. I touch.
Until now?
Yeah,
Or when they
my
were
daughter.
babies?
Yeah, they fight over. Okay, I'm gonna lay on my oldest. I said, "Hamza, you too old for you to lay."
yeah.
You just touch them and they
They
go.
just.
I think, what do you call that one?
I touch. That's what my mom. She used to do that to me. So I do for my
Yeah.
children. They just. Yeah.
It's just that there's that human
just
connection
connection.
again.
Again,
I one time I record my daughter. She didn't see me. She was lying. I just got in touch her.
I think you're just trying to hypnotize them.
No.
when you said that, I want to bring one of our good friends, one of my good friends on the show. Her name is Melba Best, and there's a thing called brain tap.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
You heard that before?
Yeah.
Brain tap, and it was a doctor out of, I think he's coming in the New Bern or from New Bern area that created this brain tap. Teaches you how to reset your brain.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was talking with her about it. I was like, you got to come on the show and talk about it. How it helps you learn how to relax. And I just think it's just getting in connection with your emotions.
With yourself.
The part, you know, if you train yourself every night, so in time I get my shower, I get on the bed, I work my puzzle, and I look at a show, I'm asleep after that.
Yeah.
My body gets used to it. Even if I'm I'm like, okay, I'm tired. It must be about 10.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Jeff, my husband, yeah, he would rub my back and then I go,
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
I
It's
love it
true.
when
It's
Johnny
true.
rubs my head. You know, like I'm just laying there. He just rubs it.
Also, it's therapy that people go. They just give you a hug.
Yeah.
Did you guys heard that? And that's what we have here, but they say New York. If a married man, married woman, they go to therapist. All she does is say, "Baby, you actually."
Yes.
I want to be that. Yeah.
I give away hugs while
It's funny.
Yeah, that's what's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
So,
need that.
what's the-
They need that human
They
touch.
sit there,
Yeah.
they hug you, and you fall asleep or whatever. Like that is the best job.
Yeah.
Give it like
everybody needs a me time.
release
Me
the
time.
stress by hugging.
Me time is very, very important.
It
as well.
is.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
What about what are other ways a person could connect? You know, we said volunteering. Get involved in
Compliment.
something
You know what
that they're
I've learned too, and you talked about this earlier, is telephone call to elderly if you can't get to them. Just a
You know,
phone call.
oh God,
Yes.
that is the best thing you
Man,
can
they-
do.
Be ready because it might be 30 minutes. So you go ahead and sit down or walk with your headset.
oh yeah.
But that interaction,
Uh-huh.
I have a few that I call and they look for it. If I don't call on this day, I say, I haven't heard from you in a month. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's only been 2 weeks. But
Yeah.
for them, it's been a month.
They
Yes.
remember.
Yes.
They remember.
That just a phone call, you know, their birthday, sending a card.
Yeah. Oh, they love cars.
Yes.
I'm only one call away.
So don't forget on Friday
Oh yeah.
at our Leap Sickness.
I'll be there. For our viewers out there, Agnes is going to participate in the United Ways fundraiser. Let's see us for a cause.
I'm gonna give her African clap.
Not even confident.
And I'm gonna say, What?
So I'm going to get up for videos of that.
Yes.
Yes.
That's gonna
I'm
be-
looking forward to it.
Yes, we're
And
excited.
then I'm gonna do, that's how we
The bongo
the
thing.
drop, the drums.
Yeah. And I'm gonna just anything I can find it.
Shannon.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yes. But just most stuff makes a difference. It really
It
does.
really does. So I'm glad you say that. That's why I do home care, and they both say they feel safe with me. Just that's the best compliment I ever get. Like she called me my angel. My nickname for her is Angel. She said the moment I walked in, I went to just for one day to take care of her because her regular age she was not there. She cried. She said, "I want Tia." Her name now is Angel.
Angel.
But I believe there's angels that walk on this earth
Yes.
today.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I really do. You know, it's
Just
also-
to check on someone, say, "How you doing today? How are you?"
when you see somebody grass like really high in their elderly, you don't have to charge them. Just go by if you can, get somebody
Yes,
to mow the
please.
grass, do the
Yes.
lawn. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people are alone. They're by themselves.
Yeah.
And they can't do it. They want to do it, but they can't do
That's
it.
what they have, dog and cat. I asked her, she have cat. I say, she really barely she can take care. But I understand why. That's her companionship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this is beautiful. That's why I like what we do.
Yes, I love our
Us,
topic for
because
today.
what we talk about is very organic, unique, and something that we need to talk about more. What the world needs, and with that connection, I don't know what we will be. We will be robots.
Was that a Beatles song?
Yeah, what the world
What the
needs
world
more
needs
love,
is more
love.
love, love.
We'll let Agnes sing it again. What the world
No, I don't know that
more.
song.
The world needs more is
Next
love.
I've heard it
Next
before.
time. Yeah. But before we close our show, we definitely want to talk about who won the backpack from the last episode.
Yes, the winner is.
Where's our African drums?
There we go. There we go.
Okay, the winner is Katie Baldwin.
Awesome.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Katie, that's
and
awesome.
she answered that question correctly. And that was who Patia thought was her pasta. And it was a monkey. So if you missed that episode, go back to our episode number 1. That was our first
Yeah.
episode of season 2. We're talking about going back to school, and Agnes told the story about her and her neighbor's monkey. So congratulations. You are the winner.
Patia, yeah.
I mean, Patia. Sorry,
If
Patia.
you guys have monkey, of course, everywhere it's monkey.
I used to want one.
Yeah, we have monkey in the Philippines.
Yeah.
I can also be a monkey sometimes. Also, Miss Diane, what is the
So the question is, what is a good way to connect with people? What is a good way to connect with people? Give us 3 answers. So put the answer in the chat or in the post.
Mm-hmm.
So what is a good way to connect with people? 3 answers. Put it in the chat or the post. And let's see who the next winner will be.
All right.
All right. And again, thank you so much for being with us. Please keep on liking us, follow, share, and subscribe. Because when you subscribe and send us your screenshot, you will have a chance to win $50 cash.
Next week topic is supporting teenager and woman in crisis. And again, thank you for tuning in. Please good to one another.
And we will see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Our nuts are beautiful.
Yes.
At L'Amour Media Versatility, we aim to provide comprehensive solutions to our clients. We have a team of experienced professionals who can help you with every aspect of your media needs. From documentation and marketing to promotion and more, we provide our clients with top-notch quality services. We understand that each client is unique and has specific needs. That's why our team works closely with you to understand your company and event goals and objectives. We are committed to providing the highest quality services in media and strive to exceed our clients' expectations. Our team is passionate about helping you reach your goals and making sure you get the best experience and results. If you're looking for a reliable business to help you with all your media needs, look no further than Lamore Media Versatility. Contact us today to get started at 252-497-3817 or at www.lamore-photos.com.